I feel very blessed to have all three of them in my life. I think they were actively involved in my life at different stages. As baby and young child stage, I spent more time with my nanny. My parents were quite busy working, so I only spent time with them over the weekends. I didn't feel as close to them. Yeah, as a child, the person you see most of the time, that's the person you feel attached to. I see my nanny as the nurturer. She just took care of me and took care of my needs. My nanny was a very strong woman. She brought two kids on her own. She had a very big heart because apart from her own kids, she cared for me as well as other children for a period. But I guess because I got along very well with the family, they decided to keep me. They used to tell me that I was a bit possessive over my nanny. So if she paid a bit more attention to somebody else, I will try to clamor for her attention. She grew weaker. She had a stroke. Yeah, she was in the hospital for a while before she passed away. And as a child, I guess, or as a teenager, preteen, I didn't quite understand fully, what death was about. I guess that was my sort of first real experience. Yeah, it was a difficult time for us. My mom, she was more involved with me when I was in the teenage years. Rebellion sets in. She was always there. She was so patient and she was always available when I needed some help or needed some advice, with friends or relationship. Of course, the ideal would be to have my own mom around. But as I grew up, I sort of understood, her difficulties and her own situation. So I don't think I've ever sort of begrudged her for it. When I first had Vera, there is such a strong pull to stay home, guiding her, bringing her up, and just being able to witness every new thing that she learns. After the second child and the third child came along, I negotiated with my employer to arrange for a part-time working arrangement, and subsequently just recently started flexi work, so working from home. Especially during these early years, they just go by so quickly. I don't want to 10 years later have any regrets, and by that time they may not want to have mommy and daddy around so often. But at this stage, I feel they really need us.
She's a very dedicated mom, good mom. She's very firm with the children. They love her. Actually, Vera is very close to her.
Growing up, my godmother brought me to church, sort of helped me to build a community in church, so I pretty much grew up there. I see her as more of a spiritual role model who encouraged me to read the Bible, who refused to let me slack off, when I feel tired and don't feel like going to church. She was always the one praying for me and teaching me things.
She was quite cheerful baby and didn't give much problems. She was very easygoing. So I'm very scared that she gets hurt, boyfriends and all this, mixing the wrong people, going to disco, you get worried. But now she's grown up, it's not so bad.
When I was in rebellion mode, she never gave up on me and she kept reaching out to me.
She's achieved a lot. I think I'm very proud that she's done with her career and the husband that she has chosen.
She'll cut out articles for me and say, hey, read this. You know, it's about parenting or it's about bringing up your kids in a certain way. So all through my life, I think she would always check in on me and make sure she knows how I am. For my godmother, I think it would be that curiosity, inquisitiveness, and always being involved in our kids. For my mom, I wish I had more of her calmness. As I bring up my own children, I find that it's quite hard to be always calm and patient. I feel growing up today is very different from last time, and there is a lot of stress placed on academic excellence. I had a very carefree childhood, and I hope that they will also be able to have that. I try to bring them out always at the playground when the weather is good, essentially just letting them run about and do their own thing. I think that's a very important part of childhood that sometimes parents today can overlook.